G'day guys, how you doing? It's Sparrow, back again with another video for my underused ladder series. This time around I'm going to be bringing my Abomasnow team once again, and we'll get another 3 matches. Let's get straight into it. So last time we faced Ancient Power Togekiss, which was a very cheap way to play against people on the ladder. It was very disappointing and very unexpected, and in the end I lost the game because my opponent bought something that essentially cheesed through 1 in 5 games, I suppose, with the chance it has with Ancient Power. Alrighty, first match. My opponent has a very interesting team. Double Fire, Double Grass. He has Umbreon, must be his pivot with Wish. He also has Beedrill and Darmanitan. I'm willing to bet that is Choice Scarf, Darmanitan, Bulky Arcanine for Scizor, and he has essentially 4 maybe 5 Pokemon that are essentially stops to Breloom. So I guess that's my opponent's mentality, that Breloom is a massive threat. So my opponent leads a Beedrill, essentially get a free kill here. We saw last episode that I was able to take out Feraligatr with counter on Blissey. That's what my opponent decides to go for. U-turn, I don't think it actually 2-hit KOs Blissey from Mega Beedrill, so it's actually a really good way to abuse Mega Beedrill, if it's Jolly Nature, that is. Alright, my opponent brings in Darmanitan. I really want to keep Chandelure for his Arcanine. At the same time I have Hydreigon, Tentacruel. If it is offensive Arcanine, there's not much I can do anyway. I might just go to Hydreigon first, just to start the Earthquake. Decides to go for Flare Blitz. That's alright. Choice Scarf Hydreigon is faster than Darmanitan. I think that's actually Choice Banded damage. Let's have a quick look. Remember that this is Flash Fire Chandelure. I believe I explained it briefly last episode, but it's essentially because I have Abomasnow and Scizor on this turn. Okay, so we've got Choice Scarf. It actually does that much with Scarf. So it is Choice Scarf, Darmanitan. Good information. Okay, time to softball up. I don't think Darmanitan can one-hit KO this at full, so that's what I'm going off here, and it can't. So I'm going to get the soft-boiled, get my rocks, might go to Darmanitan, if not, he's going... Darmanitan is his play. Get my rocks. Go to Scizor. Scizor can essentially take anything Darmanitan goes for. His default, the only default one that he can possibly have is Superior. He's likely going for U-turn or knockoff here. I feel like Bullet Punch is my play against this Beedrill. It's not clever staying in a Beedrill without scouting the set, so I understand why my opponent made that play. If this Arcanine is leftovers, it's Smoking Helmet, so he suggested that he is, in fact, Bulky Arcanine. I had no Chandelure to switch in, so that was my mentality before when I decided that I would go to Hydreigon earlier, because I didn't want him going for the Earthquake and Chandelure. Okay, substitutes at play. Nothing wants to come in on the sub Chandelure. 3 out of the 5 remaining Pokemon take a lot of Stealth-Rock damage, and Will-O-Wisp, I think, means that Foul Play can't break the sub. I'm probably wrong. In fact, I'm definitely wrong because I've seen Man the Buzzy's Foul Play against this Chandelure and break sub before as well. So, okay, I was wrong. Wrong again. Let's just have a look. I swear I've seen it break the sub before. Maybe it was a Man the Buzz knockoff. It doesn't matter if it's Man the Buzz or Umbreon Foul Play that uses Chandelure as a top step. So, see, Foul Play does that much. I guess when it's banned it does half as much. There you go, has a very small chance to break through. Um, Alright, so my opponent's likely going to go for his... Okay, doesn't go for... Oh, he's toxic. So he very likely doesn't have Heal Bell. That's really good for me, actually, because his Foul Play is doing a reduced amount of damage to Scizor. Although Scizor is physically bulky Scizor in this case. So I'm just going to U-turn again. My opponent doesn't really have a play here. He's got Rocky Helmet and Arcanine, but I can just bring in Chandelure again. I'm also contemplating Tentacle right now because this is just getting a little bit annoying. Tentacle will set Toxic Spikes. Beedrill won't last forever, especially with Stealth Rock up. So that's really what my thoughts are right now. It's a little bit of an annoying call with the Beedrill absorbing the Toxic Spikes, but it's not anything overly problematic. So I'm just going to go Scizor again. Scizor means if he goes Beedrill, he pretty much just loses it here. Goes for Foul Play. I'm going to go for Roost. Again, if he goes Scizor, yeah, I'm going to go for Roost. I need to keep Scizor healthy. So I'm just going to Roost here. He might bring in Beedrill for free. In that case, I'll U-turn on Beedrill. Beedrill will have lowered health because of the Stealth Rock. Now at this stage, Umbreon's either forced to Wish or he's forced to switch. Beedrill still takes a ton of damage from U-turn, so essentially my plan here is just to chip his Beedrill down so I can finally just get Toxic Spikes up and threaten my opponent's team. So there you go, U-turn does a heap. He showed that he was toxic. Umbreon is going for the Wish. I'm going to Scold here. I'm just fishing for a burn on that Beedrill now. If he doesn't switch, he's likely to Protect. If he protects, I'll just get a free switch into Scizor. So looking at my opponent's team, he's actually doing quite a good job at walling me. I can't efficiently beat his Umbreon, but at the same time, his team's really passive. I honestly believe he's not utilizing Umbreon to its fullest here. He really needs some kind of stronger breaker or offensive Pokemon. Okay, so right now I'm going to go for Bullet Punch. It just means Beedrill doesn't come in for free. If he stays in, he's just wasting Wish turns. In the long run, I'm winning this. I managed to get a successful T-Spikes up on Arcanine. So that's one thing that was annoying. Scizor. So my opponent hasn't got many options left at this stage. Versus Scizor is what I mean. Probably likely to get +2 on Scizor and end the game fairly soon. So I'm really going to call this game now. It's kind of over. My opponent really can't do much to touch my team. The main thing that I can highlight here is that he has 2 Fire types, 2 Grass types. It just highlights that he has a fair few redundancies in his build. I'm going to go for Hex. It's going to do like 20% to Umbreon, but it's also going to KO his Arcanine. So as I was saying, with his core here, with 2 Fire types and 2 Grass types, it just highlights a few redundancies in my opponent's team. Looking at his team, he has no Flying type switchings. His Fighting type switching is Amoonguss, which is okay, I guess, but he also has nothing to take on the Flying types that might switch into Amoonguss. So that's something else that I would like to highlight. Hex does 18% to Umbreon. If his Heal Bell, I'm just going to say that's really weird as a set. Because you're not protecting from Wish, and you're not gaining that recovery. If he's protects, that makes a lot more sense in my opinion. So this time around, I'm going to go for a U-turn. It's just going to chip the Beedrill. I can't help it if he gets. Oh, there you go. He shows his Protect. Alright, so that's perfect. I play Soul Stance. He goes to Arcanine. I can just switch out. His Foul Play is not going to do any damage. If anything, it's only just going to double in power against Scizor now. 16.9, that becomes 33.8 doubled. Ooh. That's okay. He gets a crit. I don't know if Foul Play can crit, but I also just quickly thought to myself, Umbreon is faster than Scizor, and I just clicked Sword Stance. And I was worried I was going to be in range of the next Foul Play. I didn't think about that one. Hopefully you guys can learn from that mistake that I made, and it's just lucky that I wasn't too low at that stage. Going for another Roost. I just want to stay healthy. Arcanine is pretty much forced to Morning Sun when he comes in. He'll be coming in at like 25% after the poison damage, so I'm not complaining. Arcanine does come in, he's 17%, so I was a bit off there. I have Ockerberry, I forgot about that one, so I'm going to go for U-turn. If he decides to Flare Blitz or Will-O-Wisp, it's not the end of the world. Scizor can still threaten his Beedrill. Arcanine's going to be taken care of. It's one Pokemon less that Abomasnow can come in on. It was more than likely he was going for Morning Sun anyway, so that was my play. Okay, so getting a little bit impatient now. My opponent's not really showing that he's got anything here. He can't really outstorm me. Nothing can switch into Draco. His Umbreon can switch into Draco, but it's at 87%. It's pretty much forced to Wish. His Arcanine's forced out right now. If he switches out of Arcanine, it comes in on Stealth Rock and Toxic Spikes. I think it'll be at something like 2%. So his play was Extreme Speed. It makes sense. He didn't really have any other play. He's just trying to get damage. Maybe he might be able to break through somehow, but I highly doubt that he would be able to anyway. This match has been a bit of a long one for the first one, guys, but at the same time, if I make a rash play here, I could quickly lose this match. So it's sort of, as I said, about taking your time with this team and waiting for the correct opportunity to come in. I can come in. I can't really come in on anything on this team beside Umbreon, and I didn't want to take a Toxic early game because then I wouldn't have been at a decent amount of health to start putting in damage. My opponent goes for U-turn. He's probably going to go for Darmanitan here. In that case, I'm just going to go to Chandelure. Chandelure I was saving for his Arcanine. If he goes for Earthquake, that's great by you, mate. I doubt he will. Actually, my Hydreigon's too low. If he does go for Earthquake, it's good play. I'm just going to go for Blissey and Seismic Toss, or I might just bring in my... Goes for Rock Slide. I live that. That's fantastic. At the same time, it's not too fantastic for him. I just want to show you guys the damage on... So, the damage on Scizor, in case he does get a crit and I get mad. So, Rock Slide's doing 26.5, and I know for a fact that I'm doing that. So, Scizor comes in, he took 25.9. If he gets a crit, I'm going to get mad. So, all good. Thanks for commenting on my videos, guys. On my games, I really appreciate it. It just makes me feel like I'm doing something and people are watching and people are interested. So it's just nice to feel like you're kind of giving something to people for entertainment purposes. I'm not sure how else to describe the feeling that I get from doing this, but it is satisfactory that you guys do enjoy this, and I hope to bring more quality videos in the future. So, as we established earlier, this Umbreon's only doing like 33% with Foul Play. I can roost up here. I'm going to go for the U-turn straight afterwards. So, as I said, this game is over. I just don't want to make any silly mistakes. Depending on how long the second match goes for, we might have to make this a two-game live. I don't want to go too over the top here. So, U-turns to play. He actually has no switch-ins to U-turn now. I believe Darmanitan will die. I will be KO'd at, what's that, 45%? I believe it will be. If not, I've got Hydreigon to come straight in afterwards. This just takes out his Umbreon. I now go to Hydreigon. Hydreigon is Scarfed. It's faster than his Darmanitan. It's faster than his Beedrill. Superior is able to tank the hit, but that's okay. The reason why I've just brought in Hydreigon is to beat the other two. The reason, also, those are off topic, the reason why it's Sword Stance U-turn is literally because I use the Scizor as a pivot. Sword Stance is just a late game win condition. I hope you watch this, and I hope that's an adequate explanation for yourself. Alright, Darmanitan goes down. He's likely going to Superior. In this case, I'm just going to sack my Hydreigon with the Dark Pulse, and I'm just going to go straight to, what's that one called? My favourite Pokemon, Abomasnow, and hit it with the Ice Shard. So this is just likely going to put it in Ice Shard range. I don't even know if Leaf Storm actually KOs Hydreigon from this range either. Let's have a look. Can't be bothered waiting, and my opponent's already taking so bloody long anyway. Alrighty, Leaf Storm, it's only a roll, so I actually get 2 Dark Pulses off on Superior with a chance to flinch here. Leaf Storm, max damage is 27, it's not even a roll. Unless he's Life Orb, actually, let's just do 252, which would make it a roll in this case, but it is in my favour because I'm at 27. 27 closer to 29 and 24. He goes for sub. I don't agree with that, buddy. Even if you go for a leech here, you're not gaining enough. You can't even get a sub next turn. You're not gaining enough HP to where you can do anything else. So you've really just delayed the inevitable for no particular reason. And I guess Dark Pulse would have been... Oh, sorry about that, guys. Dragon Pulse would have been your best play to begin with, regardless. So yeah, that was a really weird decision on your behalf. Also, I just want to point out that facing this guy here is a classic example of really just making a passive team. The team itself is redundant with 2 fire types, 2 grass types, Umbreon isn't really supported, and you don't have Stealth Rock. You have no way to punish your opponent's switches, which would have been annoying. And as you can see, I was able just to switch around this guy's team and slowly wear him down with my own Stealth Rock. You also don't have Hazard Control. You showed that because you're Substitute Superior, and Substitute Superior I doubt runs Deep Fog. So, good game, mate. Really wishing you all the best with your future matches, but that team, you need to build a better team. Okay, next battle. Let's see how we go. Anyway, I've had a few people messaging me with ideas of Pokemon to build around. I really appreciate that, guys. I can't even remember anything off the top of my head, but they're all good ideas, and hopefully I'll pick out the best ones and make some good teams. Just show that only uses in the style is what people think it is. You always have the option to run some pretty exciting builds. So looking at my opponent's team, once Sizzle goes down, Abomasnow is looking really annoying. I can lead with Chandelure because that does beat Breloom 1v1. I can sub up on Breloom, get the Will-O-Wisp on Muck. I'm only thinking about leading with it because I don't want... I do want to lead with Blissey so I can counter Muck. I think that might be a good idea because he has seen the Chandelure and he thinks that might be a good lead. If he leads Breloom, I guess his thought process wasn't as deep as mine. Hippowdon wasn't an overly optimal lead. I mean, I get my rocks up. He gets his rocks up. He could probably Toxic Cure or Roar. I'm just going to go for Seismic Toss, get off 100 HP damage. I believe that's a good amount of damage. Goes Breloom. He's either Muck Punch or Sporing here. Either way, I can just use Natural Cure. He's probably going to Spore because he knows that it forces me out. He decides that Bullet Seed was his play. I think I lived the Muck Punch here, and at the same time, leftovers. Okay, so here's my mentality. I don't want to lose my Blissey here. Bullet Seed has the potential to KO Blissey from this range, so I'm going to Chandelure. That just means I resist the Muck Punch. I lure his Muck here. I can Will-O-Wisp his Muck. So I feel like I'm in a fairly advantageous position. He decides to go to Hippowdon. I don't overly agree with that play. I'm just going to go to Hydreigon. He doesn't really like switching into Draco Meteor. Beside his Scizor, he could probably just go for a Slack Off. So I'm just going to go for a U-turn. Go to Blissey. Maybe go to Abomasnow actually. He goes for Slack Off. Blizzard's going to do a shit ton to Scizor. Muck can come in. I can bring in my own Scizor versus that anyway. I have Ockerberry just to tank the Fire Punch if it's Fire Punch. I feel like Tentacle is my play. It resists Gunk, it resists fire moves, and knockoff isn't going to do it much because I have ICMZ. So Poison Jab comes out, free Rapid Spin, that was my mentality, which is why I went to Tentacruel. Rapid Spin is very useful, he's likely going for Knock. I can go for my Z Haze here just to get some health back. His Muck is chipped down to where it can't really switch into Blizzard from Abomasnow anymore. He goes for Knock again, I'm going to go for Scald. I don't really need Tentacruel for anything else. Maybe perhaps his Scizor is Sword Stance, which could be problematic later on. I have to keep Chandelure healthy for that one. That's all I'm going to keep in mind. Goes for Knock again. Not doing a whole lot. I feel like I don't really have any options here. I don't want to sack Tentacruel, but at the same time I'm already in range of a +2 Bullet Punch from Scizor. So I guess that's all I could do at that stage. I'm going to go to Abomasnow, get some Hail back up, go for the Ice Shard. It forces him to go to Scizor because he can't bring in Hippo on it. He could go to Manectric, which is a Hydreigon switch. Blissey, I'm just going to have to be careful to bring that in safely so I can get off the soft boil later on. If he goes for Shadow Sneak, good play. If he goes to Scizor, another decent play. Looking at his team, it could possibly be a default Scizor. He doesn't get the Poison Touch. I was surprised he actually went for Shadow Sneak because Muck is faster than Abomasnow. At the same time, he didn't know what kind of Abomasnow I was running. But considering he saw Blizzard, I'm surprised that he thought that I was some kind of mixed Abomasnow, which is fairly clever on my opponent. So I'm going to go to Scissor first, just to see what he's going to do here. I can't risk switching in Chandelure straight away. He's shown that he's U-turn. Judging by that damage, he's possibly a bulky Scizor. He goes to his Manectric. Remember that I'm Ockerberry. At the same time, it's not worth risking at the moment. I can just go straight to my Hydreigon. So that's my play. He's probably just going to go for Volt Switch anyway. Yep, he goes for Volt Switch because he didn't want me getting a free switch to Chandelure. And I can agree with what he's doing here. Okay, so he brings in Latias. That says to me that he is Choice Scarf Latias. At this stage, I can just bring in Scizor again. Get it for Roost. If he's HP Fire, I've got the Ockerberry. He goes for the Scarf Defog. Again, if he's not Scarf, I can still tank the HP Fire. So, goes to Hippowdon. Guess who's coming in, buddy? Your best buddy, Abomasnow. Blizzard has a chance to freeze Scizor. It forces out Hippowdon, and it does decent damage to Scizor at the same time. So, again, you wait for the right opportunity, and you get rewarded. There's no point in being impatient when playing Pokemon. You need to make the best plays. He sacks his Hippowdon. Hippowdon was one of his stops to Swords Dance. Scizor, it was also one of his stops to Hydreigon there. So, can't say I overly agree with that. At the same time, my hazard removal is gone. So, I guess that was a decent play on my opponent's behalf. My opponent shows that he Swords Dance and U-turn, just like me. That's kind of scary because I believe at +4, Chandelure goes down. I should have gone to Chandelure there, guys. Oh, I've been given a chance. We're all good. Bring in Chandelure. I believe Will-O-Wisp was my play, just to prevent Scizor from doing anything funky. It just hits the switch-ins as well. I don't think I'll be able to get a sub up if he does Bullet Punch here, so I think Will-O-Wisp is the play. He goes to Latias. I think he might Healing Wish. In that case, I know that sub's my best play. He can't switch in with his Scissor versus Dark Pulse from Hydreigon now anyway. Oh, he can. So this is a bit of a tricky situation, and this is where I should have been more aware with what I was doing. I'm going to have to sub here just so I can scout the Healing Wish. And also, Chandelure doesn't even tank a +2 a Bullet Punch at the range it will be after Rocks anyway, so substitutes the play. Goes for the Draco. That actually gives me a free softboard with Blissey. I'm fine with that. That's fine by me. He can get pretty much to +6 with Swords Dance Scissor now, so I'm in a pretty sharp position. That's okay. You live and you learn. I know I should have kept Tentacruel, and I said it earlier that I should have kept Tentacruel. I was playing really stupid with it against his Muck, so that's my own fault. He doesn't know that I'm counter. I hope that he doesn't Swords Dance. He might think that I'm Fire Blast and go for U-turn first, so we'll just go for that. Of course he's going to make the Swords Dance play, I understand, it's the no drawback play in this case. I don't really have anything I can do versus this Scissor, so my opponent played this one well. I played this fairly poorly. I'm a little sad that I wasn't able to win this one, but at the same time, I hope I explained why I should have kept my Tentacruel, and I actually did explain why I should keep my Tentacruel, and in the end didn't keep it anyway. Good game, mate. You played that one well. All the best. Let's get the next one. Alright, where are we sitting? We're dropping a lot of points. Alright, so as we could see with that matchup, Scissor was a pain in the bum. It's very important to keep Chandelure and Tentacruel. The problem is they are fairly easy to wear down. Haze alleviates that in some way with my Tentacruel. It's just in particular the bulky Swords Dance Scissor that are problematic for this team, and fortunately it's not a very common set that's run. Okay, so looking at my opponent's team, he actually doesn't have much for Blissey. He's likely lead Azelf and Spikes Klefki, probably competitive Militic with the +2 in special attack on Defog. I can also use Scissor fairly late game to beat him if his Militic goes down, which I can pressure with Abomasnow anyway. So looking at this, I'm going to lead with Hydreigon. He does have lead Azelf with Rocks. I'm just going to Dark Pulse. It could flinch him. If he goes to Klefki, I can go to my Blissey anyway. So that's my mentality. He goes to his Klefki. That's fine. Blissey coming out. Blissey gets up Rocks. Rocks pressure the rest of his team. I don't think he has removal, so that gets my Rocks up early as well. Free 12.5% on each of his Pokemon. Upon switching, I'm not going to complain. Not going to complain about that one. Pardon me, I just burped. Okay. So Seismic Toss is the play. I'm just going to get Chip as much as possible. I can Rapid Spin on Milotic. I can Rapid Spin on Klefki now. I'm just Seismic Tossing to scout what he's going to go for. If he goes for Azelf, I can just go straight to Hydreigon and go for a Dark Pulse again. He'll bring in Klefki, and that's an opportunity to Rapid Spin straight away. So that's alright. No issue there. I suppose he could get some power hacks with Klefki versus Tentacruel, but the likelihood of that is fairly low. So my opponent goes to Altaria. Not sure what type of Altaria he is, but I'm going to go to Scissor. The likelihood that he was going to Flamethrower there was fairly low. He also doesn't know that I'm bulky Scissor, and at that range, if he's only max HP on Altaria, Bullet Punch does KO, so that's my play. He's probably going to go to Milotic here, which is a free Rapid Spin. He goes to Klefki. Don't know if I agree with that, because he's just sacking his Klefki now. He's probably going to T-Wave. Still, that's fine. He's not going to be suspicious of my set just yet. I think Swords Dance is my play now, because I can just go into Tentacruel on Milotic anytime, and he also cannot burn with Milotic anymore, so my opponent's in a weird position, but he's getting lucky with Paralysis. I feel like I jinxed myself by mentioning that he will get lucky with Paralysis. Bit annoying. Oh well, all good. Rooster's to play. I don't want Scissor to be too low, especially because I don't have leftovers. Blissey's the switching versus this every time. If he's Superpower, that's really good on him. Considering he just showed Flamethrower, I doubt he is Superpower. But he could be Sludge Wave, Flamethrower, Ice Beam, Superpower, because he's likely Stealth Rock Azelf. I don't know what he's trying to do. Sludge Wave will not poison Blissey because he's Sheer Force Nidoking. It's the reason why you run Nidoking. So I get another free Seismic Toss, and nothing really wants to take continuous damage here. So Seismic Toss is going to take out Klefki. He's going to go to Azelf. That means a free switch into Hydreigon. He decides Altaria was the play. Going to go for Seismic Toss on the return. Return is a 2-8 KO. I believe I can go to Scissor now, and Scissor will scare him off. I go for my Roost. He can probably bring in his Nidoking. Oh, it brings in Milotic. Roost does not get off. That's alright. I get Rapid Spin, and essentially his Klefki that said Spikes is now gone. He can't set Spikes up anymore. He could go to his Nidoking, but at the same time, we've established that he's very likely not to be Superpower, otherwise he would have gone for it already. Rapid Spin is a good play here. Just gets rid of the Spikes, and I can go to Hydreigon on the Azelf. His best switch into Dark Pulse is Altaria, so that's my play. He shows that he's Psychic Azelf. I'm not sure what's going on anymore, but that's okay. Dark Pulse comes out, it hits the Milotic, it gives us a gauge of what kind of Milotic he's running, so let's have a look. Milotic, same thing. Hydreigon, Choice Scarf, Dark Pulse, 26%. I did 22%. Let's go Calm. Still not doing enough. Let's go 252. He's possibly max special defense. Can't say I agree with that one, mate, but you've given me a free switch into Abomasnow, and your main switching, which was Klefki, it's dead. So, I don't know what your mentality is here. Giga Drain is going to chunk anything that comes in. It's going to do a decent amount to both Superior and Altaria. I think that's my best play. At the same time, I don't know if growth is in my best interest. I also don't know if my opponent's going to stay in a switch. So I think Blizzard, just to scout the initial switch there, was the best play. He probably may have expected a Swords Dance set, so that was the reason why I went for Blizzard there. Okay, so looking at this, my opponent's play is either Superior with HP Fire, or Nidoking with Flamethrower. Nidoking, as we established, can't hurt Blissey. He might go for a Sludge Wave, which is a 2-hit KO on Blissey at this range. Looking at my team, Tentacruel doesn't do anything anymore, so I'm going to sack Tentacruel. I'm not worried. He was Dragon Dance with Earthquake on Altaria, so I couldn't haze on Altaria. I'm going to Z haze anyway, just in case. It would be nice to have it at full and possibly get up Toxic Spikes later if I were able to remove Nidoking. So in case he did switch, I did Z haze there. Going for the softball, Altaria comes out. Altaria is getting chipped by the Hail plus the Stealth Rock. Bulky Scissor does wall it. He's forced out here. If he stays in, I'll be surprised. Same time, his best switching is Milotic. I'm going to go for Roost. He might Dragon Dance. Again, he can win if he gets a lot of paralysis here. So that's my main concern. Fortunately, no paralysis. In comes Blissey. Blissey takes nothing. Another free Seismic Toss. It's just going to keep forcing his Altaria to Roost. I'm okay with that. The next time his Altaria comes in, I get a free Bullet Punch. We've also established that his Milotic is max Special Defense Calm, so I've got the opportunity to Swords Dance up on that now that I am paralyzed because he cannot burn me. He's leftover Superior, so he was more than likely going to be Sub-Seed, but he does show default. Brings in his Milotic. It's another free switch in just to get a Stealth Rock up. So this is just another one of those situations where the team's quite passive, and it really just takes me having to make like a really stupid move here for my opponent to actually benefit. Goes to Superior. I don't think it can KO my Abomasnow with HP Fire. Let's just double check on that one. Sub-C, let's give him max special attack. Benefit of the doubt. I don't know whether he is max special attack. And we'll just go to the Abomasnow set that I'm running. Okay, HP Fire does 55%. He has shown his leftovers, so there's no item that could boost the HP Fire. That's cool. I still have Ice Shard to hit Altaria later on. I don't know how much damage Milotic can do to my Abomasnow anyway. So the thing I have to be careful about now is PP stalling by Melodic, because he can switch that in indefinitely, and Scold has a small chance right here to KO Abomasnow. So my intention is to possibly bring in Abomasnow on a revenge KO in situation with Melodic. The reason being is Giga Drain will bring my health back up. So I will be out of its Scald range yet again, and I'll be able to threaten Milotic furthermore throughout the match if this does become a drawn-on endgame. Okay, my opponent brings out his Altaria-Mega. As we said, as we've established, it's a Dragon Dance Altaria. He's going straight for Dragon Dance. That's fine by me. Bullet Punch is a 2-hit KO if it's HP invested. Otherwise, he's pretty much forced to go to Melodic. Sizzle can beat his Melodic 1v1. Unless he's some weird HP fire set, I can't risk the paralysis there. I have to switch. Seismic Toss is my play. Nothing can KO. Blissy's just disgustingly good versus like fat teams that are unable to touch it. He's probably going to go for a Toxic. That's my cue to bring in Scizor. Let's see how much Scald does. Let's see if he does have HP Fire. Scald does 30%. So my opponent really just needs to rely on Paralysis, and I believe it's a 25% chance. So my opponent has a 25% chance to take out Scizor, creating a bit of a skewed endgame. I don't know if I want to keep Scizor here. Of course I want to keep Scizor here. I feel like sacking Chandelure is my play. I at least get a Will-O-Wisp here. Pain Split's better because I can keep Milotic low. Scald won't KO. That's great. I'm going to go for Pain Split now. Again. Chandelure wasn't doing anything. I really couldn't afford to risk the Paralysis again. I needed Scizor for his Altaria. As we calced before, Abomasnow was able to live that Scald. I believe he may have been able to take me out if it was max roll, but you don't know because bloody Showdown likes to round down all the time. So I'll go for my Ice Shard. Ice Shard does a decent amount. I don't want to risk Paralysis with Scizor, so I'm just going to go for Dark Pulse. And that's game. Thanks for the game, mate. 50 turns, not too bad, still a bit annoying. That's all well and good. Thanks for watching again today, guys. Looking back at the second game there, I really should have played my Tentacruel a bit more intelligent, especially versus a bulky Sword Stance Scizor, which we have now established is another threat to this team. Guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate that you guys are supporting me with this. Please let me know if you have any questions about me or about the team, or you want me to build around anything, or you want me to explain some of the plays I make or how I play. Please ask me in the comments below. I'm really happy to respond. Thanks for watching again. Bye-bye.